everyone. I hope you got to see the success blocker yesterday. I hope you get to see them all. But as I have reiterated, said over and over again, many of these success blockers, most success blockers, in other words, just like success, it's not a standalone thing. They are woven together so that you think, well, I've gotten this one, and then this one is so similar, and so you don't pay as much attention to it. Intentional living. When you start with intentional living and stay on that pathway, train your mind to take captive those thoughts, to be aware of your words. And yeah, this isn't the success blocker today, but this is where it all can begin, in your mind and in your mouth. And that comes from your heart. All right. If you want to know more about any of those things, go back to the beginning. Also, go to our 21-day challenge that we just did, the 21-day renewal challenge. I think that will enlighten you a lot about some success blockers. We're just unpacking it in a different way. So today, very similar to yesterday, because yesterday was picking and choosing. Picking and choosing so you don't have to grow. Not just picking and choosing, but picking and choosing so that you don't have to grow. And so that your paradigm is set in such a way that you don't have to, again, live an intentional life, an examined life. And that really isn't life. That is just existence. And we don't want to do that. So, double-mindedness. Double-mindedness. The scripture tells us that let a double-minded man not think that he will receive anything. Now that seems kind of harsh. But how many times have you been able to be successful by going, yeah, I think I'll do that. No, I'll do, oh, okay. Never, never, ever. Because success aligns with who you are, with the divine DNA, with your design, his desires, your desires, when they become one. And they are lived out, ebb and flow right out of you, yourself. You know if you have had those moments of clarity. And if you haven't, I'm glad you're here because you're going to have them. If you apply these principles, the transformation will begin. Now, you have to continue in them. Because as, again, I have said before, see, none of this is like, oh, news you've never, ever, ever heard before. It's just a different way of you hearing the same principles that always work, the laws of the universe that God himself put into place, not the universe, but that God himself put into place, that we can then tap into. And that, as you see, is a single thing, a single source, a single thought, because it aligns with God's thoughts. When we're double-minded, we have one foot, we'll say, in the world system, and we have one foot in the kingdom. Or we have one foot in this belief system and one foot over here. So double-minded is also very unsteady. Unstable is what the scripture tells us. So let's go after those neuropathways. Spiritual components are lived out through our body, our spirit, our soul, and then our body, and then the environment around us. So when you have a thought, we're going to examine it, and then we're going to, at that moment, either start building that blockade, cut that thing off, and have a new thought. God designed us this way. So it is within our best interest and the world around us to take the time and realize, where am I being double-minded? stop those thoughts, begin a new thought, and all of a sudden you will have a new superhighway that will just bring you to the set free freedom and opportunity that I keep promising you on my channel. Thanks, everybody. See you back here tomorrow.